Hey, what's going on, world? This is GlennLawrence with the BlerdDad Podcast, a space where we have unfiltered conversations and nerd out about fatherhood. I was just talking about how tired I am, and it's making me worried that I'm going to like miss something, and like something's going to happen. I'm going to get tired, drop the baby, bump his head on something. These are all things that, I think they happen as a parent. You worry about them constantly, whether you're going to be in the right space, whether you're going to mess them up. When you here's what happened. I had a pacifier on him. I looked away to grab a bite of food, and then the pacifier was it was in a weird like way, and I looked. I was like, oh no, that could have been a disaster. That could have like choked him or something. In all fairness, like it was probably like a second, maybe a second, but it's neither here nor there. Hold on for 1 second, because we have a phone call from Eddie Liles. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Liles, who happens to be our guest tonight? What's going on?
Yo, I'm in the car with my daughter, man. Do you want me to jump on? I can jump on right now.
Yeah, I'm live right now. Just going through my intro, waiting for you to pop in here. So yeah, hop in. All right. So that is our guest, Eddie Liles. Before he gets in here, let me give a shout out to our sponsor, who is They Made Me Wear It. Theymademewearit.com. It's a husband and wife team on a mission to help dogs discover their fashionable side, whether it's an awesome Halloween costume, adorable dress, comfy jammies, or a custom designer gown. Your fur baby will love wearing the latest fashions. Also, with shopping in their store, you're contributing to Hope for Paws, an animal rescue organization working tirelessly to rescue and save the lives of abandoned animals. So what are you waiting for? Check out theymademewearit.com and use code word blerd for 15% at checkout. That's theymademewearit.com, code word blerd for 15% at checkout. Now, what we have for you today is pretty special, pretty awesome. It's a bonus episode. We usually do one episode, but this guy is so special and he's so busy that we had to take our time, or take the time to get him on here at any time we could get. So he's always got something going on. But we're able to get this bonus episode out, and we thought we'd bring it on here because he's got a lot of good information. He's a dope father. He's a comedian in the D.C. area. His name is Eddie Liles. Eddie Liles. He's a actor, writer, producer, and he won't let you forget him. That sounds forceful, Eddie. I'm gonna have to help you out with this bio, because that sounds like it says standing 6'5", 300 pounds. This guy's laugh is infectious and genuine. He is also one of the co-hosts of I'm Gonna Get in Trouble podcast, which I've been on, had a great time with it. And he's a fun all-around guy. He runs the DC Comedy Festival. And he's just awesome. I could go through all his stats, but he's done a ton of dope stuff. He's CEO of Broken Diamond Comedy. He also is working with DuPont Underground to bring amazing comedy events to the DMV area. He does a lot. Let's just get him in here talking. He's in his car, but he's going to talk to us. What's up, Eddie Liles?
What's going on, baby? Do I got a lag going on right now?
No, you're not lagging that bad. You shining. It looks like you may be in heaven or something. Why is everything glistening? Why is everything gleaming?
Because I got my little one with me. That's why. That's why.
This is a podcast about fatherhood. This is the first time a father has had their child on the show right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, how do you talk about your kid without having a kid? That doesn't make sense.
Well, we're 18 episodes in. This is the first time it's happened. My son's the only one who's been on the show so far. I think. I don't know. I have to look back. But how you doing? This is like an indication of what it's like being a father when you're doing things. You're trying to figure out and get like 1,000,001 things done at the same time. Have your kid with them, and then also trying to spend quality time with them at the same time, dude. You're doing it all.
Yeah, I mean, right now, like you already know, we talked before I got on the pod earlier today. Like it was our day to go to the park, and so it's like I gotta go. You know what I mean? Like I can't let her down. Like I'm not there every day, so it's like it's a little bit different for me. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you 100%. Did y'all have fun? What y'all do?
Did you have fun? You did. She had fun. It's a park. It's actually a really cool park in Columbia, Maryland. That is like it's kind of big, and it has like everything that a park should have. I mean, it's basically like 5 playgrounds all mixed into one.
Okay.
It's so crazy. So it's like so she can run around and have as much fun as she wants to. Yes.
Are you ordering food right now too?
We picked up food too. There you go, boo.
Eddie, I wanted to hear the order. I wanted to hear what you ordered.
Did you see me stop and hold anything? You didn't see me stop and hold a thing. So yeah, she gets Poke. What did you get?
A thing.
Huh?
She said a thing.
I think I got something that I like.
She got something that she likes.
Okay.
That's what you got. Yeah.
So look, back in the day, I feel like I didn't used to get the things that I like. I used to get what I get. It's like, but I want a double cheese. No, you get a cheeseburger.
I mean, but didn't we grow up like realizing like we didn't want to be like our parents? Like you know what I'm saying? Like as a father, I get everybody's like back in my day, like
right.
You know what I'm saying? The old guy, like when these kids now are soft. It's like yes, man. Every generation gets softer and softer. You know why? Because every parent wants it better and better for their kids.
Absolutely.
It's just the stuff that you don't care about. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that you're like, well, man, these kids should be tougher on that. Like, nah.
But check it. You know, the hardest parents were the ones who grew up during like war times and stuff like that. But it's not hard. It's called trauma. Like you were traumatized by the hardships that you went through. And now it's like you get to have a kid without all those things, and you hope that they don't have to go through the same traumas and stuff.
Yeah.
So your kid back there looks happy. She looks happy. She's, you know what I mean, smiling. I could tell right now she's dangling her little feet, you know, eating it.
Yeah. I mean, she's not dangling her feet that much. She's already like 5'11", so.
What? Wait, what?
Like my daughter is River. How old are you now? 5, right? She's 5. And like I know that to anybody that was like, "Yo, you ain't know her age?" Nah, I know that.
Nah.
Like she's 5, but I know that. No, but I was gonna say though, it's like she's already like 4 feet, so it's like she's in like kids' clothes that's like for 9-year-olds. Like so, we're at this park, and kids don't realize that she's that much younger than them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like. She's 5 and hangs out with like the 7 and 8-year-olds because she's their size, which is something that I used to do back in the day too. So it's like I like see certain things. So everybody's like, "Look, let her be a child. Stop trying to stop stuff from happening just because you think you know what's going to happen."
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's the hardest part. You're trying to stop them from having any type of pain, any type of mistake. My wife, you know, Stephanie, she just gave me a pep talk because I was like, you know, like at first I was like, I'm killing it. I'm doing the dad shit. I called him out of the womb. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm doing all these things for him, and I'm feeling good. I'm like, I'm doing dad things, but then like. Little by little, there's like little mistakes, like, oh, I dropped something, I didn't heat the bottle up correctly, and I start thinking like, man, am I going to make some mistake that's going to like really damage him or whatever? But she was like, yo, you got to just remember, he's gonna have hurts, he's gonna have, you know, little pains or whatever, so you can't beat yourself up. But I'm like, you know, because at the beginning I was like, oh, okay, like I'm about to do this dad thing perfectly, you know what I'm saying? Like, like boom, I'm on top of the bottles, I'm on top of the diaper, I did it, and then like, you know, little by little you make mistakes, and you're just like, okay, I guess I'm not going to be I'm not going to do it perfectly. Yeah,
I mean, like that was the thing. Like you've heard me do the joke about me dropping her Which now that you have a little one, like you'll understand it. Like I didn't drop her, but them falling is you drop them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
right. I didn't drop them, but they fell.
They fell. I didn't drop them, but that's something. I remember Mike Black, and I used to have this part of the joke. I took it out of the joke because I couldn't keep it funny every time I did it. But Mike Black, one day I was telling him what happened when she was like 2 years old, like one and a half years old, and he was like, don't worry about it. Babies have soft skulls so they can bounce back. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, yeah, you know, like the skull isn't fully formed and it's very soft bone. So basically what happens is like if you drop them, they're like everything bounces around and then they come back home. Don't stress yourself out. And I was like, oh, this is how white people live. I got it. Yeah. Because like as soon as I told my parents, like like my whole family was like, oh my God, you dropped the baby on her head.
Wait, how long did it take before you told people that you had dropped them?
2 minutes. What are you talking about? I'm a comic. I don't hide any of my shortcomings at all. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, the reason why I asked is because the other day, all right, I didn't tell anybody this because I was a little bit ashamed. I was a little bit sad, but I took a nap and Morgan was on my chest, right? And I took a nap, which is a Cardinals thing. You're not supposed to do this. But I was feeling like I was good. I was winning. I was winning at fatherhood. I was doing everything perfect. I took a nap with him on my chest. Right. And then like I was woken up suddenly and he was face down on the floor. And I was like, ah! And then I like picked and scooped him up. You know what I mean? It was a very small, like, listen, I didn't drop him. He fell off of me. You should be
definitely ashamed. You should be definitely ashamed of yourself. Just want to make sure you know that.
Wait, we don't have camaraderie about. How did your daughter fall? Hold on. That's what I should have asked first. Well, how did she fall off?
That's the first thing you should have asked, bro. My daughter, we were sitting on the story joke I do is the actual exactly what happened. We sat on the couch. She said she was acting like she was hungry, and I got up from the couch. And when I got up from the couch, she pushed forward, and when she pushed forward, she couldn't control her head, so then she fell over.
You see what I'm saying? That sounds worse.
I didn't have her in my hands, bro.
No. Listen, that sounds worse. Yeah. You know why? Because she was conscious for the fall. She was conscious for the fall, Eddie. So she was aware that you caused her to fall, and then she got shook up from it. In my case, Morgan was sleeping with me, and he just woke up, and then he's like, "Oh, like okay," like he didn't make a sound or anything. I just picked him up, and he was just like, "What's going on? Like, why you jostling me?" He probably just thought he was getting his pamper changed.
He probably crawled off you. That does happen. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like when River, when she was like baby, like before like the crawling stage, she would crawl, but it wasn't a crawl. You know what I'm saying? Like it was it was like a rollover to get to where she wanted to be.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
It was dead. But I mean, Morgan is what, a month?
Yeah, he's a month.
A month now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he sleeping through the night already?
He sleeps good. He sleeps when he wants to, really good. The only reason why he doesn't sleep through the night is because we wake him up to feed him, because you got to feed him like every couple hours or whatever it is. But he definitely loves his sleep. You know what I'm saying? When he goes down, he is out. He's mouth wide open. Or he's out.
Yeah. Now Riv slept through so I think we had 2 or 3 months where she will wake up for food, and then after that, we learned that we bought this little bed thing that that you put in the middle of the bed. You know what I'm saying? And it's like so they can sleep in the bed with you, which is a good and a bad thing. Yeah, because you can't sleep. That you're not supposed to sleep in the bed with them because if you roll over on them. So they have this little thing that's basically like a cage that you put on your bed with a pillow in it. It's a whole pillow, right? but you
Right.
put it on the bed and then you put the baby inside of it, and then you can sleep on the bed because even if you roll over, you roll into the cage. So you
Okay.
can't roll into the baby, and everything is curved so that like when they roll over, like they can still breathe. So like
Gotcha.
it's like, dude, every way. You wonder why people are soft because everything that used to kill you as a baby is now safe. That's the only thing you got to think about, right? Like everything that used to kill babies is like, all right, let's make it safe, and that's what they did. So like these kids don't grow up accidentally touching, you know what I'm saying, sockets anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like just being dead ass. Like every last one of us did something with an electrical socket when we were kids. Every
Yeah.
last one of us.
This sounds like some 300 shit. It's like, hey, now all the kids who were too soft to survive are making it.
Yeah, that is though. It's like so. I mean, I'm being so real about it. But it's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I think sometimes
Right.
people don't understand. Like it's comics. Like we joke about stuff like, yo, like stuff like this. Like yo, like the soft ones are making it through. It's not a bad thing because what if our kid was the soft one, right? Like if my like, you know what I'm saying? Like if my kid was the kid that would have put something in an electrical outlet, I'm very happy that they got things put in front of it now.
Well, it's
it's
the roll of the dice. Like, you have this kid and then you're waiting for 9-10 months or whatever to figure out what they're going to be like, and you have no idea what they're going to look like, what they're going to sound like, their mannerisms, what they're going to be like, and it's like a roll of the dice, and then they come out, and then it's like a person that you have known all your life. You know what I mean? Like they just been there. That's how you feel, or at least that's how I felt. But yeah, man, it's very nerve-wracking to think about it. What you call it? It's very nerve-wracking to think about what this kid is going to be like. You know what I'm saying? Like what he's going to grow up for, what he's going to grow up like. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you think that you was like, I love him as soon as he came out?
Yeah.
Were you one of those that,
well,
like,
I mean, the thing is,
I love him.
He fell out into my hands, so I immediately felt like guardianship over him. You know what I'm saying? Like it kicked in immediately because we did a home birth. We had him at home. We didn't go to the hospital or whatever. So when he came out, so when he came out, he came out, and it's like I'm looking at him. There's Stephanie's area, and then the floor, and then I just saw baby come out, and all I saw was baby and floor, and then immediately my hand just went back to football days, and then I reached out and game saving touchdown catch, and then I caught him by the head.
So now, when you tell people this story, do you tell people that Stephanie was actually on the fucking floor, or are you going to just keep leaving it like she was on the countertop and you caught the baby right before he hit the ground?
I mean, I'm gonna tell him like it is. Like she knelt down and then had the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she did the stand up. Were you
no.
Were you standing up? What?
Listen, she was in a lot of pain, so she was just trying to get in any position that was comfortable. And the one that we ended is like kind of prayer position. That's kind of how we ended. You know what I'm saying?
No,
prayer position on the edge of the bed.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, Stephanie's an OG for that one, son.
Yo, I'm telling you, look, no painkillers. She just bit down on a towel and just toughed it out.
So, what did y'all have, a midwife or something like that?
Yeah, we had a midwife come in, and they helped us through the thing. It's actually pretty dope. Next time I see you, I have to give you the full rundown of the story of how everything went down.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome, man.
But to your point, as soon as he came out, I caught him, so I immediately felt like that. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, to me, everyone's like, oh, he looks like he got your nose or whatever, and I'm like, man, he don't look that much like. He just, he looked like a baby. Like, you don't like that's the thing that I feel like maybe the connection isn't fully there, is because he doesn't I don't see my face in his face yet. But when I look at baby pictures, he looks just like me as a baby.
So I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, right? It might have happened to you, but because of your wife, it might have not been as scary as it is for me.
Wait, what do you mean?
When my daughter came out, I'm about to tell you. So like my daughter River came out as a C-section, cesarean section, and so like when she comes out, everybody was like when they found out she was going to have her mom was having a C-section, everybody's like, do not look over the wall.
Right.
And I was like, why? They were like, it's gonna be bad. And I looked smack over the wall. It was like, all you guys are pussies. I just want to make sure you know that. None of you guys, all you guys are soft like cookie dough.
Right. It wasn't that bad, was
like,
it?
It's not bad at all. But it's guts everywhere. That's what it is. Guts everywhere. But then the baby comes out, and because it didn't come through the canal, they don't get the oxygen, right? Doesn't go in off the break. So when River came out, her eyes were blue and she was white.
She's like, family meeting. We gotta discuss.
I said, and before I could get it out, the nurse was like, they all do that. I was like, oh, okay.
So wait, in that moment, in that literal second, how many things went through your head in that second?
Dude, everything went through. Like, see, like this is the kicker, right? Like when I say I have loved my daughter since she was conceived, I mean that, right? But I didn't know, and what I mean by that is like I thought like maybe I'm just feeling this way because I'm supposed to feel this way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I'm feeling this way because, like, I'm trying to do the logical stuff. Oh, because cavemen didn't know the babies, and this is how they know it's da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. And then so when she came out, and I was like, yo, I'm happy. Like, I was so excited. But when I saw it, I didn't even care. I was like, we're going to have a conversation in, like, 2 months. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was still ready to go. It wasn't until she fell, that first time she fell, which was like, she was like 6 months. So it was like 4 months, because it was right before she could hold her head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you know they can't hold their head. So it was whatever, right before, because I think like 2 weeks later she could like hold her head up. It was right before she could hold her head up. And when she hit the ground, bro, that joint scared nothing else mattered. And then I was like, oh no. Now I truly know I love her. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, like everything I felt for these last like 8 months was like real. You know what I'm saying? Like
like in that moment. Yeah, man. Listen, I don't think I know I'm not gonna make the same mistake again. You know what I'm saying? Because this was one of those things where, you know, when they're laying on your chest or whatever, it's like the most like serene feeling, like where they're just laying on your chest and you're like leaning back or whatever with them. That's the dopest joint for me. And so I was in that moment, and then I dozed off, and that's when it happened or whatever. And I'm like, all right, as dope as that moment is, never again. I can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I can't lay like that.
That's not bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like that's not really bad. Like it was just like I thought y'all were like in bed and then he rolled on the floor. Like what?
It's in the couch. I was like, we're on the couch watching TV, and I'm just like, man, this is dope. And then you know, I got sleep apnea and shit, and I just fall asleep sometimes. And so it's just like,
so he fell on the couch.
Yeah, so that's the other reason why it wasn't that bad, because the couch, you know, is like a little bit lower to the ground, you know, rolling off. So I think it was fine. I think he might have even crawled down there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hold up, man, you confused this like crazy, bro. So you fell asleep on the couch. He fell off the couch to the floor. Ah, damn, bro.
He was on my chest. He was on my chest and he crawled onto the floor, but I didn't see him crawl onto the floor. So
he can't crawl yet, but it's all good. Every father right now knows your line.
And right. The story changed a bunch of times when I had to tell Stephanie too. It's just like, nah, he just
bro. So like you lucky. Like, I mean, well, you're really unlucky, because when you told the story, like she probably hadn't dropped your son yet. When I told the story, I was like, yo, you way too confident, shawty. Like, I've been dead. Like, I was like, yo, like, you dropped it before? And she's like, yeah, I mean, like, one time. I was like, mother. Like, I was mad, bro.
Yeah, the truth. Nobody tells. I wasn't going to say anything, but then I would feel phony if I didn't tell you my story after you told me how you were careless. Yeah.
Yeah. But
it was funny.
The sad part is every parent has done something that, like, you don't want other parents to find out because you're like, whoo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I swear to you, bro, it happens every day, like, but the issue is when somebody that's not the parent does it. That's when it's like even more.
Yeah.
Like, I have an aunt that people still make fun of because they dropped like one of the cousins that wasn't her kid. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't.
But everybody's dropped their kid, right? So, like, it's weird. Or let their kid.
It's funny because I did tell. I told Stephanie, and the first thing she said is like, "I'm just glad you dropped them first."
Hey, everybody, like, if they touch the ground, you drop them. It doesn't matter how they got to the ground. Like, if they touch the ground, you drop them. Like, that's just what it is. But it's bad, but it's like he'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, if now at least when he gets a boo boo, like, you know what I'm saying, it won't feel as bad as like, oh, this is your first injury. Like, nah, it's not your first injury, bro. You hit the ground before. I tell you
what, he's already tough because you know how they have to do the little heel prick or whatever thing.
Yeah.
Yo, he didn't, no reaction, just like whatever. You know what I'm saying? He got more annoyed when like they're holding his foot. It's like, yo, get off my foot. That bothered them more than when they poke him and he's bleeding. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, okay, all right.
That's funny. Yeah. No, Riv was 22 inches, so they were like, yeah, like they thought that we weren't feeding her, and I was like, dude, she eats all the time.
Yeah,
all the time. But now that she's older, doesn't eat worth anything. Like, such a picky eater. Riv,
much?
You're such a picky eater.
So wait, because he's eating a lot now. Like were y'all feeding her like the every 2 hours or whatever, or every hour or something like that? Or
yeah.
That's
all that good stuff. All that good stuff. Doing all of that.
Yo, and he gets mad. Like, he gets like really upset when you don't feed him immediately. He's like, ah! It's like, all right, calm down. And then you give him something to eat, he's good. And then when he's hungry again, he's like, yo, like, give me.
Yeah, it's like you just gotta wean them off of it. That's the funny part. Like, you gotta wean them all the way off. And then, like, I think every kid is different. River is very nonchalant, very go with the flow. But she's also like my poop. So it's like she knows when to cry and when to, like, just tough it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if she uses it very, I'll say very expertly. So people think kids are dumb and they're not.
Yo, question: has she seen your comedy? Has she seen you do stand up?
Riv, didn't you come to one of my comedy shows? I think you came when you was a bit, when she was like 2.
Oh, but she hasn't seen you recently.
Recently, no. Nah, now she can actually remember stuff. Like, she says certain words around me, and I'm like, yeah, that's my fault. That's definitely my fault. And then, like, but the same token is like, soon she'll be able to come out to shows, but I want to wait till she's like kind of like martial arts. I just want to make sure she can handle herself first, and then it'll be like, all right, and I think some people like get mad that, like, oh, you brought your 8-year-old kid with you, or you brought your. My goal is to be the same person on stage as off stage. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is nothing that she has not heard or seen before. Like, you know what's... and it'll probably help me, like, cut back on adult words. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. That's true. You know, it's funny. I think it's so funny how people like I won't say any names, but people will say stuff to me like, "Oh, you're having a kid. I hope you don't mess that kid up." And I'm like, my life is kind of dope, and I've got myself to here, and I've built things in my life. What makes you think that I would mess this up too? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you got the same thing where people just like say things like that. You're just like, what are you talking about? Like, I know what I'm doing. I know how to handle life. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
I'm glad you know, because I have no inkling of an idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. None.
Shut up.
Like right now,
wait, you don't get as successful as you have been, Eddie, and then not have any idea of what you're doing.
I have no idea what I'm doing, bro. I literally take so many L's that nobody realizes it. All right, hold on. So Pook is getting out, and then I'm gonna part. You got it? You got to take your seatbelt off, lovey. Exactly. How you gonna get up? You rushing? She's rushing for mommy because I'm dropping her off at her mom's house.
I was just trying to get out. She don't want to hear this conversation no more.
Her mom.
Hey, before she goes, tell her to like, follow, and subscribe to the BlerdDad Podcast, Level Up Comedy. We need all the subscribers we can get. Hey, River.
Yeah, she's trying to leave you, bro. Look.
It's all good.
Hold on.
It's all good.
I got you.
Now wait, is she responsible enough to babysit? If we need a babysitter, can we call on River?
No. She's 5. You got it? Good job, yo. Hey, folks, I ain't get a kiss. You know what? Me and you gonna have a fight. Hold on.
So for those who are listening in right now, Eddie is doing fatherly duties right now. Oh, that's the first kiss on the BlerdDad Podcast. That was so sweet. That was incredibly sweet. You got a little kiss, man. That just like warms my heart. But that was the first kiss that we had on the BlerdDad Podcast. He let her out the car and he dropped her off. This is the first drop off, man. Like, I don't know, bro. That I feel like that's a part of parenting that I feel like is very, very difficult. When you're doing the co-parenting thing, you know what I mean? We've had some other co-parents, people who don't have the kids. Like what's that like, bro? Where you have to like drop them off, like go take them somewhere. You only get them for a limited time.
Yeah, I mean, like, people don't understand. Like, for us, it was even worse. I mean, I guess for me, it was a little bit worse because it was like we got married, pregnant, baby, divorced, all before she was 5. You get what I'm saying? And so, like, it's like I did 3 years of her life. You know what I'm saying? Oh, 4 years, really, because while she was even in the womb, like, with her.
You said you did 4 years. It sounded like you did a bid. Yeah, I did 4 years in marriage.
No, I mean, not like that. No, I'm not saying. I was talking about with River. Like, he's stupid. No, like with my child, like I was there every day. So it was like, what gets hard is not being there anymore. And that's different for everybody. Because some people, like, I think anybody that starts off away from a kid, they have a certain struggle. Anybody that's with their kid until like double digits, they have a certain type of struggle. And then everybody that's with the kids in the singles have a certain type of struggle. Like, so, but either way, it's like not being with your kid all the time, or not being able to come home and walk into a room and say goodnight to your kid is it's heartbreaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, I feel for you, man. You've done a lot, but I mean, and now they're grown, and then you have to like see them off or whatever, and it's like all those things. But at the same time, it probably allows you a little bit more freedom. You know what I mean, to do certain things. Because that's the thing. I'm like, like now I'm just home all the time, and I've had calls to be like, oh, do you want to do this show? Do you want to do this show? And I'm just like, nah, I'm taking care of my kid. And you know, like before, I couldn't imagine anything that would make me not take a show. You know what I'm saying? Besides the show being whack, but I couldn't imagine anything that would make me not take a show. And now it's just like, oh, nah, I'm gonna be here and taking care of this dude, doing little things like changing diapers, giving him a bottle, that type of thing.
Right. So I mean, the thing for me was I've always, I want to say I've always had a show from even when River was born. And having her mom, being with her mom at the time, like helped with that a tremendous deal. So like, and I had like, I think when River was born, I had just started up a lot of stuff as far as shows, which also put a strain on our relationship. But I understood very early, not what it takes to make it, but like some of the things that you're gonna need in comedy, and some of the things that you're gonna need to be able to do in comedy. And it's like, I think like me and my parents have had this conversation. I've had it with friends, like a lot of people who aren't comics, of like, yeah, I did all of this stuff so that as my career in comedy grows, I don't have to be as concerned with money, because like, all right, now I know how to put on my own shows. Now I have a residual income moneymaker coming in. Now I can travel the road and not have to hope that I'm not taking away from my kids' food. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because all of that stuff happens to everybody, right? Like you can plan on being the 1 in a million comic who has just funny enough that everybody's like, yeah, we need that guy on our network, and they give you a shit ton of money up front. Like you can hope for that, but that's not a normal thing. Most of us have to grind our asses off to get somewhere. Like you talk to all these vets, and like it's like every last one of them is like, I gotta grind my ass off to get somewhere. And so if you don't have little things in your utility belt, like you're gonna have to figure them out at some point. And I'd rather not figure them out when I need it the most, to have it already done in so many ways.
And like you want, like it's like you're cool with sacrificing, but you don't want your kids sacrificing for your dream too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
They can sacrifice for their
Right.
dream, but let them have their childhood. Let them, you know, get their whatever. What y'all get? Chick-fil-A. Let them get their Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying?
Think, like, I could be all the way wrong, and I'm gonna be honest about it, but I could be completely all the way wrong. But even from my, what's the name? Like every kid needs like their father in their life, all the way through their life, right? But the father isn't as necessary to be there all the time when they're younger. When you're together. Let me make sure that's clear. When you're together, because like it's like I need to know like the first 5 months, like the baby figuring out who's who. All right, boom. So like even when my daughter was born, I didn't really do shows like the first like 5 months. Like the first 2 months I was in the house all day, and then like I think by the 4th month I was like taking the show, and then by the like 6th month I was back out doing the thing. But like just so she would know me. But I feel like your kid doesn't really rely on their father until like 8, 9, maybe like 10. And then you're the disciplinarian and all that stuff. And in the teenage years, like they only come to you if they like really, really, really need you. Like, but the father is more or less like the mental stability to be like, yo, you can make it. Like I'm popping and I'm like, yo, I'm the fun one. Let's do some fun shit, son. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some happy shit going out here, son. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then like, let me turn you into like, as if you got a boy, like let me turn you into a man. But it's the mom that like the kid is like all over. And now with today's day and age, I think those roles might change, but I don't think too many people in entertainment, at least, have the luxury of being like, all right, we're both going to stay home and deal with our kids all day, and our kids are going to treat us equal, and our kids are not going to have a favorite. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've literally had my daughter tell me while we going out shopping, like, Dad, can you just give Mom the money?
Oh.
Yeah. Like,
wait, how do you feel? Did that hurt? Was there a little tear inside?
No. No, I was like, thank you. What are you talking about? Are you serious? My daughter knows one thing. She knows a couple things come from me. Daddy pays, like, she knows I pay for like the big shit, which is like, oh, that's amazing. And like shoes. Other than that, it's like, yo, what do you want? You want to go somewhere fun? Hey, Daddy, I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese. All right, Daddy got it. Daddy, I want to go to the movie. All right, Daddy got it. Like anything that's fun, Daddy pays for. But like swim class and stuff like that, Daddy pays for. But Daddy, she knows. She's like, Daddy, you going to work? Like my daughter knows when it gets dark, Daddy goes to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it doesn't matter if I'm out with her my 2 days or she spends the night at my house. She'll always be like, Daddy, you go to work? She just knows. If she's over my house and I get on the podcast, like she'll go to my room and close the door and just watch TV. Like, or she'll, like, you know what I'm saying, like FaceTime like her aunt or mom. She, like, my daughter has already picked up, like, okay, Daddy's working. When Daddy's not working, I get to have as much fun as I want. But every kid accepts that differently, so you just gotta watch your kid.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm at that stage. I'm in the first, I guess I'll say 3 month period, 2 month, 3 month period, where it's like you're there all the time, and I'm not, not doing like any shows, not really doing anything out the house. Like I'm just here with him and Stephanie the whole time. But I know coming up, I'm gonna start getting that itch, and it'll probably start, one show like you're saying, and then the floodgates will be open again. And I'm hoping that, within a year or so, it'll be back to the point where we're doing shows again. But, right now it's just like, it's like chilling. But I wonder what he's going to see and what he's going to pick up from, you know what I'm saying, what I do. Because I'm not doing like shows out, but I am doing other comedy related things. You know what I'm saying? Like podcasts, talking, the reviews and stuff that I'm doing, writing and stuff. Like, I wonder how much of that he's going to pick up.
So I want to say, like, every parent that I know, like, that has older kids, I said this because I was, like I said, my daughter started saying certain phrases that I was like, yo, like, what did she say? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh yeah, she got that from me. But every parent I've ever met was like, yeah, kids see everything, and stop thinking that they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, people do that all the time. Like my daughter said something like, she saw her mom's friend, or she met her mom's friend, and like, I was like, how'd you meet her friend? And she was like, oh, I heard her down, I woke up, so she picked him around the corner, saw him, waved, and then went back to sleep. And then so like me and her mom were talking, I was like, hey, so she met, you know what I'm saying, your friend or whatever? And she was like, no. And I was like, I mean, that's what she told me. She's like, no. Like, did she wake up? I was like, yeah. She said she like looked around the corner and waved, and then she went back to sleep. She was like, yo, I didn't know she woke. Like, dog, kids see everything. Like, dog, I remember I took her somewhere, and I said a chick's name. I said this girl's name, and then we were in the car, and somebody called me, and she was like, yo, is that such and such? And like said the girl's name, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, she's 5, bro. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, because me and her mom are like trying to make sure that like it's still like set in stone. Like, that's mommy, I'm daddy. There's no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't live together, but it's like you don't have any other ones, right?
Man, I wonder,
which is
how can I instill in my kid the code? You know what I'm saying? It's like listen, like, you got to know when to say shit and when not to say shit.
You sound ridiculous, bro.
But I feel like as a kid, I got that. I was just like, okay, that's like, this is don't say shit. This is when I speak out. This is when, you know what I'm saying? This is when I keep it cool.
You sound ridiculous.
You don't think so?
Kids learn that shit. Kids learn that shit by themselves, bro. I mean, so that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't know that you can say it until you have to say it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, my daughter done told people to their face, like, I don't like your face.
Oh, she's just like her daddy.
but she's never heard us say, "I don't like your face." It's like you know what I'm saying? Like kids hear so much shit that from other kids, from TV, from when you was watching the game, from when you was, you know what I'm saying? Like they hear all of that stuff. So like in their head, that drain will just process, and they'll just say something where you be like, "What was that?"
Right. Yeah, man. That's the thing. I'm trying to be aware of what I'm watching.
But it was a big word.
I'm trying to be aware of what I watch on TV while I'm around them. So, you know, I wanted to pick up the right things. So I'm trying to watch like more just educational stuff, you know what I mean? Like intellectual stuff. And then some comedy stuff too, you know what I mean? So they could pick up that skill. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm still at the early stages. I feel like where I'm just trying to keep him upright, you know? Yeah, so check it out. Usually here at the podcast, we have a blerding question, and our blerding question has kind of turned into what do you nerd out about? What does Eddie Liles nerd out about?
Everything. Mostly just movies, bro. Movies, like in general, movies is my thing. Like, but I'm the nerd. I love nerd movies, bro. So like, I don't know if you understand that Dune is gonna come out with like they take 6 hours worth. Like, I don't know if you saw that on my joint.
I saw that.
They take 6 hours worth of it, and we're only gonna get like maybe like 2 or 3. And Jason Momoa was like, "No, bro, like release 4 or 6. Like, what are you doing?
Why don't they do a trilogy like Lord of the Rings? That like,
well, because Dune wasn't made to be a trilogy, right? Like they already made the movie. Right? It's a remake to the movie, and the movie's 2 parts movie, and nobody ever saw the second part because it was such a big budget movie, and it's so long that a lot of people got lost because of so many dead sides. But it's such an amazing story. It's like one of the greatest stories. Like one of the greatest sci-fi stories of all time, bro. Like it's such a good story and a great like plot, and it's like all of this stuff can actually happen. And bro, I'm a nerd. So like when I even saw the trailer for Dune, I was like, "Yo, Dune's coming out. This is crazy." And now they're like, just a quick side note: the main reason why I'm a big movie guy, especially when it comes to like crazy, stupid movies like Dune. My grandmother passed away when I was like 10 or 11 years old. Actually, was I 12? I was almost 12. And from AIDS, right? And so this is over 22 years ago. But this was my best friend. And that, so like my grandma collected rocks. This is not a joke. My grandma collected rocks, butterfly stuff, and movies. And so on her hospice bed, when she was hospice, her last couple of days, we would just, you know, like if you ever had a family member in hospice, you understand that like you're just sitting there.
Yeah.
You're literally just sitting there waiting for your significant other or family member to pass away. And so I literally watched Dune, Total Recall, of Mice and Men, Blade Runner, and like 3 Star Wars. All while my grandma was passing away. And so I am the biggest nerd when it comes to that stuff, because it's like I'll still to this day still pick up rocks and be like, "Ooh, that's a good one." And I don't even collect them no more. Like it was just like you find rocks that you just didn't have on your board, and like people used to come in, and my mom used to get mad because it was dirty, like because it's rocks. And she would be like, "Your room's dirty," and so she would like throw the rocks away, and then like it would take like 2 weeks, and then I would realize they were gone, and like just start crying. So it was like, yeah, I'm when it comes to movies, I'm like the biggest fucking nerd, bro.
Yo, listen, that is not something in your bio. You don't have geologist in your bio. That's something that you need to put that in there. Amateur geologist.
So that, you know what it is? Like, my mom and them used to buy me books on this, like these little science books that, like, you tell different minerals and different types of rocks and all of those stuff. And I just like grew out of it. You know what I'm saying? I just never grew out of the movie stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, I couldn't tell you a rock name I used to know a lot of the rock names. I couldn't tell you one of them. Like, just being real.
But you could tell me everybody in the Dune cast from the original movie.
Bro, like, have you ever seen the original movie, bro?
You know what's funny? I nerd out about a lot of movies. I'm deep into a lot of movies. Dune is one of the few movies that I didn't rock with when I was younger. That I just never saw when I was younger. I might do it,
bro.
I know, because I do the new release Wednesday stuff, right? Nerds Rule the World, new release Wednesday NRW stuff, where I like review and interview people or whatever from stuff. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna do something on Dune.
Yeah, October 22nd.
Oh, y'all know the date?
I think it's October 22nd. I think so. It's either October or November. I can't remember. It's yeah. Bro, come on, fam. It's gonna be such a great movie. And like, it's such a long movie that you want it to be. Like, it's gonna be such a great movie, bro. Then you got Lord of the Rings coming out on Amazon next year. Right. What else big do we got coming out, bro? Oh yeah, Snake Eyes is out. That shit is fucking disgusting.
I need to go see that.
This is honest. Me and my daughter used to go. Prior to the pandemic, me and my daughter went to the movies. It was every other week. We went to the movies every week and then to Chuck E. Cheese every week. So, like, she's about to be at an age where she's about to start understanding movies. So she's about to start going to the movies with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's about to start going to the sci-fi movies with me. So, and it'll just be me nerding out. Like, my daughter went to go see Black Panther. Like everybody else, Black child. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So, and my daughter, what is it? It's 2000. That came out 2018. So my daughter was 2.
Right.
It's that do that shit.
Wow. Yeah, that's wild. You know what's crazy too is these kids are coming up nowadays, and like when we were younger, like you had to watch like Star Wars, Dune, everything, and just imagine a black character in the movie, or imagine you were a black character in the movie. Yeah. And now these kids are seeing it where they get to see like themselves, like a likeness of themselves in these movies. They don't have to imagine it could be real.
And they will never understand it. So like and I think that's the one thing about like when we do this when we remove adversity, you have to be prepared for the repercussion from it, right? Like, it's not everything's not always gravy, and life isn't fair, and so you got to stop acting like it is, right? Especially as a movie fanatic, right? When you remove when you start putting more black people in stuff, this will become a norm. I'm cool with that shit. Because we know how it felt when it wasn't a norm. But what we didn't know about what wasn't a norm to us was not being able to go to school with white kids or not being able to sit at a counter. So we don't look at this shit as hardcore as our parents do. And so like as we get older, we're gonna be like, yo, there's a black fucking Superman finally. And these kids are gonna be like, man, nobody gives a fuck about Michael B. Jordan. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, as you remove adversity, you gotta remember to be like, okay, we did this. These kids are not gonna respect how much or how excited we are about this.
Well, it's like when Obama got elected, and then like, elders are like crying. You know what I mean? Like real tears, and we're just like, okay, it's cool, but I saw it coming.
Cool.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah. It's going to be a shock.
And then you got kids that didn't know there was any other president but a black president. They thought we had a black leader, so they were like, "What the fuck?" No, they did it. I forgot who did this fucking article on it. It was like white Spanish kids, like fuck the black kids. It was like white and Spanish kids who were like, our president isn't black. Like that's what they grew up with.
Right.
They only knew that presidents were black because he was
They got like a decade worth of a cool ass president, walking cool, talking cool. You know what I mean? Like, and then they got that.
Yeah.
So
like when everybody's like, oh, we had like, I'm being dead ass. I was trying to explain this to somebody else. I was like, so when you hear like these kids like going against their parents, right? So like, you remember when Trump was doing all this shit? I know, I'm sorry, bro. This is a little bit bad, but it is still parenting. Either way. All right. You remember when a lot of the kids when Trump was doing all like crazy shit, and then there was a whole like of white kids that were like showing them arguing with their parents?
yeah,
And everybody was like, man, these white kids just trying to get clout. He's trying to get clout. And I was like, no, dickhead, look at their age. All right. Obama goes in for 8 years and Trump goes in for 4 years. That's 12 fucking years.
12.
These motherfuckers are 16. That means they were 4 years old, and then they grew through elementary school and got like knowledge in their head where they could start functioning and remembering shit, right? And so the only thing from 4 to 16 that they remember is that we had 8 years and nobody said anything about black people, and then we had 4 years where all these other white people was like, fuck black people. And they were like, no, fuck y'all. Like, our president was black. Like, they don't, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's funny. It's funny to me. Like, I think about shit like that when I'm like, oh shit, by the time my daughter's 20, and then all the superheroes are black, Mexican, and Static Shock that we fought for are like past her prime. She's just gonna be like, y'all tripped out over Static Shock. Like, there's blah 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 blah, and he's way better. And it's like, oh my god, what the fuck?
I mean, like, so like for like a Static Shock, for example, you had to go search that out. Like, it wasn't readily available. You had to go search for somebody who looked like you to find it.
Yeah, that's because it started as a TV show.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't start a comic. It started as a TV show, and it was such a decently done show, right? Because like holding up to today's standards, it was a horrible show. But like it was such a good show for its time that we didn't even give a fuck. It was just like, yo, we like, even as kids, like, if you really honest with yourself, right? We were all attracted to Static Shock because he looked like us, right? But none of us paid attention to like, oh, there was no other black.
Right.
There weren't a lot of black comic book characters. Like, that never, we didn't give a fuck about that shit. We had Static Shock, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just that simple. We had Static Shock. These kids have what? Static Shock, Luke Cage, Black Lightning, Black Panther.
Yeah.
Technically,
Blade.
Blade. You got Blade. You got Johnny Blaze. Johnny Blaze. Michael B. Jordan played Johnny Blaze. Yeah. Right? You got like dog. You got Falcon that's now Captain America. You got, so it's like, we did not have all of that shit, bro. We had Luke Cage, which nobody really paid attention to until the TV show came out. Let's just be honest. Comic book heads did, but like the casual.
John Stewart Green Lantern.
John Stewart Green Lantern was when we were in our teens.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, the kids that are growing up now and the kids that are coming out there will not give a fuck that there's a black or Hispanic hero, and they shouldn't, right? They really shouldn't. You know why? Because there should have always been black and Hispanic and Asian. Well, they were always Asian, but they were like legitimately portrayed Asian people and black people and Spanish people, and all all the heroes should be mixed like a motherfucker, and like they should all be that. But kids are not gonna give a fuck when some 70-year-old dude is like, how come Superman has never been black? They gonna be like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Like,
but here's the thing, though. If you think about it, it actually makes way more sense that Superman would be black. He's powered by the fucking sun. He's powered by the sun.
All the stereotype shit. Yeah.
Yes. Like, there's no reason why he shouldn't be. It actually doesn't make sense that he's white. That's the thing that makes the least amount of sense. It makes no sense.
They shoot at him and he blocks the bullets. It's kind of throwing charges at him and never sticking.
I mean, it makes sense that he came from like another planet where he's like, man, I'm just gonna go ahead and be white. It's a lot easier to blend in with these motherfuckers. And
Exactly, bro. You think an alien could look? Matter of fact, only thing you gotta do is what the day the Earth stood still. Look at that shit with Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves' alien could have picked anybody. That motherfucker chose to be Keanu Reeves. You know why? Because if he was black, they would have shot a nuke at his ass off the brizzy, nigga. Fuck you talking about? That's why they like what? Superman. If Superman was black, they would have shot so much kryptonite in this motherfucker. Like so fucking fast, bro. Like he would have
like there's no conversation.
Man, a totally different conversation. No, Superman wasn't supposed to be black. That nigga was supposed to be white because that was the only way that nigga was going to live. You know who was supposed to be black? Doomsday. That's why they made him black.
Yeah, I wonder why. Here's some shit. I wonder why aliens don't talk to black people. Like what? Like I'm starting to wonder. I'm like, how come y'all never talk to us? Like, how come every time y'all come down, y'all abducted somebody? I'm noticing a lot of like the similar pigment of the motherfuckers y'all abduct.
Man, I don't believe in alien abductions.
Yo, wait, shut the fuck up, because aliens exist, bro.
Okay,
100%.
I'm with you on that part.
Okay.
I'm with you on that part.
Okay.
Don't think they abducted motherfuckers and getting out of it. Who the fuck? If they abducted somebody, there was one person. It was probably Einstein, and they was like, this stupid ass motherfucker can't even get off the planet, and put his ass back and left. The fuck out of here, bruh. Like, you know, like niggas really be thinking that they that interested that aliens took somebody. Like, nigga, they don't give a fuck. Like, and if they did take, like, have you ever picked up an ant and then put it back on the ground? Like, have you ever picked up an ant, put it in your house, and like was like, oh, I got a like the ant farm. I got an ant farm. No, the only way those bitches get out of that goddamn ant farm is if that shit breaks, or your mom is like, it's stupid and chucks it out the window. Like, nobody's picking up ants and then put it. So if these motherfuckers can fly across space and get here, you think they're abducting us, putting a needle up our ass, and then putting us back? Bitch, we gone. If you looking for aliens, look at missing people. The motherfuckers gone, son. There's your aliens. They took them.
Listen, I just think if they abducted us, that, you know, we're just saying different shit to them when we get up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what the they probably don't understand what we're saying. They probably don't understand because we're talking real to them. Like, yo, what the fuck you doing? Like, put me back down. Like, what?
Nah, black people ain't going. Listen. I don't believe shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't believe shit until I can find at least 5 Jamaicans or 5 Africans to tell me that shit is true.
It might be true. No, I think they abducted Will Smith. That's how he got so good. That's why he did Men in Black. I think they put the shit in the movies, man. They be like, Men in Black is real. That shit's real.
I do believe that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do believe that movies be real, bro. That's how I be looking at them. I be believing like movies. I'm like, nah, man. They picked this story way too well, nigga. This shit came from something.
Way too fucking accurate.
Yeah, it's way too fucking accurate, bro.
Yo, I see that you're in the parking lot. I don't want to hold you up on your time. You've been super dope with your time, and it's been a super dope conversation. I could nerd out with you about this stuff all night long, man. Every time I talk to you, we have a great time.
All day,
but tell the people what you got going on, what's coming up, and where they can find you.
So I'm gonna get in trouble. Like, you always find me at I'm gonna get in trouble podcast. The website, the page, the live stream. We go every Monday and Tuesday, soon to be back on Thursdays. And then you can find me at newdadcomedy.com. We are working on the website now. So that will have all of our shows, but as well as multiple shows from around the area, all happening at one time. You can buy your tickets directly from the webpage. We send you right to the people that are putting on the show. And then I think this week I have I'm doing 9.5 with Sean Savoy this Saturday. But I'm gonna get in trouble. The live show is on the 20th, and then I'm good for a week. September is game over. September, I think I have 20 shows.
Yeah.
20 shows in the month of September. So yeah, it's time. Like September was I was trying to like slow everything down. September was my bounce back. So as long as they don't put any restrictions or shutdowns in place,
it'll be good.
September, you can see me anywhere inside the DMV in New York.
Listen, me and Stephanie are super remiss, super sad that we can't, that we won't be as helpful as I guess we have in the past or whatever. But we're going to try to do what we can. But it's like, you know how it is. The first 6 months, it's like just throw it out.
Nah, man, we wasn't even worried about. I wasn't even worried. Look, I literally, somebody was like, "Yo, you ain't got nobody to help out at DuPont." I was like, "Y'all got Stephanie and Glenn." I was like, "Never mind." I was like, "Yeah, I'll figure it out." Like, you know what I mean? Like the first 6 months, I'm not worried about y'all this year, man. Like y'all need to get y'all alone time with your kid, and then like you already know, like I didn't let anybody touch my daughter for 3 months, so that's why I haven't even been like, "Yo, when am I gonna see the baby?" Like, nah, nigga.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Like, yeah, man, can't wait to get back out there. Yeah, man, this is good. I miss you, bro. I miss you, man.
Right back at you, bro. Right back at
hey,
you, bro.
Oh, by the way, you realize Morgan needs a job. He's going to roll through DuPont. Put him to work immediately. But you know what's funny, and I always bring this up to you. Morgan is like basically here because of you, Eddie. You realize that, right?
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
No, like me and Stephanie were dating, and I was just like, it's cool, but my focus is comedy. I ain't even worried about this. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. And he was like, shut up, you love her. And you said it in front of her. I was like, yo, what you doing? And then I was like,
but it was true though.
Right.
But it was true though. That's not on me. It's not on me. Like I just saw how you was acting like a pussy. You was acting like a pussy. Every time a dude tries to show how tough he is, you like, oh, nigga. This nigga that didn't care would have been like, yeah, that's my girl.
He was like, shut up, you in love.
He kept trying to make words up, and I was like, nigga, shut the fuck up, bro.
And he was like, just do, but it's funny because once you said that, it was kind of like, yeah, why like try, like that's like young people shit. Why try to play it cool? You gonna play it cool and fucking be alone, you know?
Hold on, just so that you understand what's happening right now.
Someone twerking? What is that?
No, that's just a dude outside in his towel.
Oh wow. Okay. Interesting. Is that why you're not trying to go up to the building yet?
No, I literally, I got a text and tell them to come down, but it's just like when you just get a naked man in front of you, like you have to be like, right. Okay, that's my life. I'm not going
to point out the fact that I saw you just whistled like 20 minutes ago. So
No. He wasn't out here. 20 minutes ago. He just came out. But listen, I tell people this all the time. If you ever thought I was suspect, motherfucker, it wouldn't be a suspect if it was true. I'm just being real with you.
Bad flamboyant.
Bro, what? What? Are you serious, son? Nigga, what? I don't give a fuck.
Have an earring and everything, yeah. All right, bro. I can't wait to talk. I can't wait to talk to you again, man. I can't wait to get up with you. Good luck. Tell the people about DC Comedy Festival. What's the dates?
Oh yeah, DC Comedy Festival comes back September 13th through the 18th. I think DuPont Underground is Monday and Tuesday. And then we're running all the bus boys inside of DC. So it's what, 4? So yeah, so we have 14th and V on Wednesday. Thursday we're at Anacostia. Friday we're at Brooklyn. So not all of them, but whatever. And then Saturday we're at Friday we're also at Wonderland Ballroom. And then Saturday we're at Miracle Theater to close it out. And then next year we're trying to get back to April, and then boom. So yeah, you can get all your tickets right now directly from DCComedyFestival.com. You can go right online and get your tickets right now.
Bet. All right, Eddie Liles. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Pleasure to join the fraternity of fatherhood, man. I'm happy to be here with you.
I talk to you in 3 years about it, and let's see how happy you are.
All right. Last thing. What's your last piece of advice for me as a new father?
It's never as bad as you thought it was, but it's also never as good. That's the greatest advice in the world about almost everything. I'm being surreal, bro. Like as a father, it's like you're gonna be like, man, I fucked up on my money, or I fucked up and I didn't clean the house, or I fucked like from extreme to small, and it's never as bad as you thought it was, and it's never as good as you think it is. So that's the best advice I can give you, man.
Appreciate you, bro. All right, I'm gonna close it out. Appreciate you, man. Much love. See you soon. All right, brother.
See you soon, yo.
All right. That was Eddie Liles. Another great show. More great advice from Eddie Liles. You can check him out. DC Comedy Festival is going to be September 13th through the 18th, all around DC. Grab your tickets. It's hilarious. He's hilarious. And there's going to be a ton of great shows. Also DuPont Underground, as he said. And I think we learned a lot here. I think it's never as bad as you think it is, and it's never as good as you think it is, you know? And I have to remember that. I have to keep that in mind, because it's great advice, and I can be a little hard on myself, but that's because I want this kid to grow up and have all the opportunities in life that he can, you know? I'm just trying to be a good dad. That's all it is. And that's all this is. And that's all we're doing here. And hopefully you'll be joining us on the journey to become amazing fathers. With that said, y'all have a great night. Go into it. Have a great weekend. And as always, much love. Blerd. Oh, I must see. Look, it's never as good as you want it to be. But it's never as bad either. So I'm going to end it on a good note. BlerdDad out.